Hi everyone. I just had to spend this afternoon on my back deck knowing that we've got a blizzard coming tomorrow for Easter. So just enjoying some fresh air. And it's beautiful to see the green grass coming and just the flowers starting to poke out of the dirt. And we know that good things are on the way, and we can be hopeful not only in spring that is on its way, but also in the death and resurrection. As we celebrate Easter, we know that our Savior has risen, and that just brings us just the hope that we so desperately need. So, greetings. I'm hoping that you're all doing well. It's been great talking to many of you in the past week or two. If you haven't checked in with me, please do so. I just am hopeful that things are progressing through the semester, and I enjoy seeing your work on Canvas, and I'm in the process currently of correcting your belief statements. So by Monday morning, I definitely will have those done. So thank you for your patience as we move forward into week 4. So let's just take a look at what's to come here this week. As I prefaced and prepared you for last week in week 3 with a review guide on Canvas, this week we'll be having our test number 2 on assessment. This will be our last test in this course. So hopefully you've had a chance to study already. If not early in the week, definitely be reviewing. Make sure you know your key terms well. I gave you a Quizlet set last week that you could review for those. That's the only piece of the test that will be closed book. I would like you to just put your notes away, any study aids, and do that part from memory. And that's, for your benefit. It's not, it's not to try to be tricky or anything like that, but just it's important for all of us to understand what these terms mean and how to define them. So do yourself a favor and study those, learn those to the point where you can put everything away and take the part of the test that's on Canvas as a quiz. Do that without your notes, okay? After you're done with that, and it will self-score, you can access the written part, the essay part of the test here. It will consist of some choice again, so be reading the directions carefully. The first section, after the terms, there will be a section where you will be given the 10 belief statements again. And you'll need to respond to each of those 10, okay? And then after that, there's a section of short essay paragraph length, and you get to choose 3 out of the 6. So be reading those directions carefully so you're not doing way more work than I'm requiring, though you may go above and beyond. I'm not going to frown upon that, of course. The last part of the test is a longer essay section, and I'm asking you to choose 1 out of the 3 topics. So read through those, choose the one that you feel strongest on, that you have the most opinion or support. Actually both, right? You need to have support for your opinions, obviously. But anyway, what I'm looking for there in that last section is a good full page. You may handwrite your test. I realize by this point you're probably sick of being on your computer, and I don't blame you. I honestly am too. So if you want to print a copy of this test and handwrite your answers, you're more than welcome to do that, but I'm not requiring that. You may also type them on your computer and upload the document to Canvas. That's always an option. Or you may handwrite your responses and then scan or take a picture, a very clear picture, and upload that, that file as well. So I'll give you that option. You can choose. That will be like the first part of the week, and I should mention that I'm planning to open the test at 8 a.m. on Monday morning, and you'll have Monday and Tuesday to do the test. The second part with all the essays, that's open book, open notes, whatever resources you want to use. What I am asking, though, is that you show me that your thoughts have developed from reading the Van Brummelen reading and the articles that we read last week, okay? So I'd like to see some development in your thoughts in response to the course content, right? So maybe that means you're going to reference readings or articles that we've read or discussions that you've had on Canvas. So some of this is, in fact, all of it's very subjective. A lot of it's common sense. A lot of it you can build off your prior experiences with assessment as you have been students for many years. But I do want you to show me that you've grown in your understanding over the course of the last few weeks as in response to what we've been studying together, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. Second half of the week, we're going to jump into the instruction piece of this course, and this will be the third and final unit that comprises Education 203. So I'd like you to look at a couple of different resources. One is a couple of chapters from Robert Marzano's book called What Works in Schools. He has a couple of chapters in that book on instructional strategies. They're research-based. Marzano himself has done a ton of research on the topic of instructional strategies. So it's worth us looking at and really using some of what he's saying maybe as a model. You're going to find some strategies that he describes and he shows, you know, through research how they are effective, and that might be something you want to include in your own unit. Okay, that might fit really well with your subject. So be looking for those ideas as you read Marzano's chapters in What Works for School. It's linked here as a PDF, okay? The other piece of information I'd like you to look at closely is a study that's been done recently in Des Moines Public Schools. And I just find it fascinating, especially in light of our discussions about constructivism and traditionalism and so forth. And we did those activities earlier on in the semester to kind of compare and contrast and, you know, talk about the pros and the cons of those two philosophies on teaching. Des Moines Public School has done the same, and I think you'll find the results of their study fascinating. So I've linked a couple of pages from their website here. One looks like this, What is Rigor? And they describe what rigor looks like. And this is kind of a program that they've implemented and some of the characteristics of instruction that they've utilized. Okay, and then they've really seen some really good results. So that's why I want you to look at it. Okay, also there's a page linked here that features some videos. So if you're tired of reading and you would just like to listen for a while, there are 4 short videos on this page that I'd like you to look at, and it talks about their process. It's a 2-year process that they went through of making these pedagogical shifts in the way they teach, and then the results of that are featured here in the report. Okay, so look at this as well. It is actually rather short, but it shows you the data, you know, and then, you know, what happened when they made these instructional shifts in how they were teaching, you know. And I think you'll be fascinated with what happened in Des Moines, and you're going to find some strategies that, you know, will likely work in your own classroom someday. So try to implement some of that into your lesson plan as well, okay? So after you've completed the Marzano and the Schools for Rigor readings and videos, there's a discussion board here for you just to share your thoughts. And I want you to use this structure. This is a protocol called I Notice, I Wonder. So as you're reading Marzano, as you're looking at the Des Moines Public School information, just jot down some things that you notice, like what stands out to you, what really piques your interest. Jot down at least 3 ideas that catch your attention, and then a wondering that you have. And if you want to do more than one, feel free, but I just want to keep this manageable, you know. So maybe your big question that you walk away with from the content for this week. And yeah, I'd like you to reference both resources in some way, you know. Talk a little bit about Marzano, talk a little bit about Schools of Rigor, that kind of thing. Put that in your initial post, and then let's respond to each other and make this a conversation. So that means you're going to probably need to jump in early as soon as you're done with your test. Go ahead and start reading the readings. Put your thoughts out there early enough so people can respond, and we'll try to wrap this up by Friday. So if you can make it a goal by Wednesday to post your initial post, and by Friday to respond at least twice to your classmates, that would be fantastic. Okay? As always, I'm available if you would like to Zoom, so please contact me. Go to the You Can Book Me button at the bottom of the screen. Find an open spot on my calendar so we can chat, especially if you're moving forward with your unit plan and you have questions, you want to talk about that. I'm always there, or just for any conversation would be great. Okay? Just want to thank you guys for your work so far. You've been a blessing, and I'm grateful for your positive attitudes and just the hard work you're putting into this. And please keep going. And if you're left with questions or you're struggling in some way, please let me know, and I'm more than willing to help. I hope you have a blessed Easter. We have much to celebrate and be thankful for. So enjoy that with your family as you celebrate, and we'll see you next week online. God bless.